Alright then guys, welcome back to the channel. Now if this is your first time discovering my channel, please do me a favor, click the like button, subscribe and leave your comments in the section below because I'm interested to know what you guys think about the topics we discuss on this channel. So Oleksandr Usyk has completed boxing and there's nothing left to do. I think Oleksandr Usyk has to retire. I think Usyk needs to retire. He needs to go away. He's done enough. He needs to go and rest. And, you know, as he's got his faculties with him, he needs to leave boxing and go and rest and enjoy, you know, the money that he's made. And he's made a lot of money. You know, back in the days, the reason why boxers kept fighting is because they needed money. Because the money in boxing wasn't as much as it is these days, right? With the Saudi investment, you know, with boxing sort of, you know, peaking at a higher level and sort of garnering a lot of interest outside of the hardcore boxing fans, fighters are making lots of money now. You know, Saudi coming in. Usyk in the last, let's say, 5 fights, has made a whole lot of money, and I don't see why he should continue fighting. He's done everything. Olympic gold medalist, undisputed cruiserweight in the 4-belt era. I mean, you talk about Evander Holyfield, he was undisputed 3-belt era. Usyk has been undisputed in the 4-belt era in cruiserweight. That means you gotta go fight everyone and collect all 4 belts, which he's done that in the backyards of people, right? Never at home. The only fight that Usyk fought at home was against Dubois, and that was in Poland. That was not even at home, but it was a venue of his choosing. So let's say that is at home, but that is the only time Usyk has fought someone at home or at a venue of his choosing. He's done that through the cruiserweight. He then comes to heavyweight, beat Joshua twice, beat Dubois, beat Tyson Fury, beat Derek Chisora. There's nothing else for him to do. In my book, Oleksandr Usyk is definitely in the top 10 heavyweight you know, list. You got to put him in there. You got to find a way to put Usyk in there because I think he's done an incredible job, and I think it's time for him to bow out and enjoy his riches. I saw a video from Timothy Bradley, and Timothy Bradley was adamant that Usyk is not an all-time great, and I just couldn't believe it. And he's a former boxer, right? I mean, how do you go about explaining that Usyk is not an all-time great? What else has he got to do? He's done everything. He's collected every belt that is in front of him. He's beaten everyone that is in front of him. Usyk has shown that he will take on all comers, and he's done that so far in his career. There's nothing left for him to do. Oh yes, and I saw Daniel Dubois get into the ring after Usyk was having his moment and basically talk about how he was robbed and that he needed the next fight. Daniel Dubois is not realizing that he's got Joseph Parker in front of him, which is a tough fight for Dubois. I don't think he realizes that. He's got a fight in front of him and he's talking to Usyk for the next fight. You've got Joseph Parker. By the way, I've got a video analyzing Daniel Dubois versus Joseph Parker, and I have a feeling that fight is going to be interesting for Dubois. So watch out for that video. But him getting in the ring was an absolute disgrace. He should never do that. That was Usyk's moment. Let him have his moment. But yet he does not need to fight Dubois again. He's done that. He's knocked Dubois out. He's beaten Dubois. He does not need to fight him. And that was a low blow. And by the way, the low blow is a discretion of the referee. If the referee deems a blow to be low, right? And Dubois' shot was a low blow because most of his fist was below the belt line. So that means it's a low blow. He's beaten Dubois. He doesn't need to fight Dubois again. You know, for me, I've seen a lot of fighters go on for too long and unfortunately have lost something, whether it is, physically or mentally, they've lost something. I don't think Usyk needs to do that. I remember Muhammad Ali fighting Larry Holmes. Who knows Ali very well? Larry Holmes was Muhammad Ali's, sparring partner, but he fought him anyway when he was old and he was over the hill. He did not need to take that fight. And he took that fight because he needed the money, which he should never have done. Of course, Ali wanted the money, but that's a fight that it should never have been sanctioned, or his people, Ali's family, should never have let that fight go on. I don't think Usyk needs the money, because when you keep on fighting, that's when things start to happen and you take too much, blows to the head that you don't need to take, and then, the unfortunate happens, which in this case, happened to Ali over the time that he was fighting, which he didn't need to fight. So look, I think Usyk has done it all. I think he's a remarkable warrior. I think he's taken all comers. I think he's beaten the best in his generation. I think he's an all-time great. I haven't made a list yet, but if you make a list, you got to put him in there somewhere in the top 10 because of his achievement and the fights he's. But yes, I know people are gonna say, "Oh, this is not a great heavyweight era, and this is a weaker era." This is a very good era. The likes of Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, beating people like Marius Braders, Krzysztof Glowacki, Tony Bellew. This is a decent era. And if you can beat these guys within your era, then you deserve all the accolade. I don't see anyone discrediting Usyk for what he's done. I don't think if Usyk retires now that people will bemoan him or people will be discrediting him. I think he's done enough, and I think it's time for him to go. But you guys let me know what you think about it. Do you think it's time for Usyk to hang the gloves up, enjoy the time, enjoy the money he's made? Like me, do you think sometimes it can be too many fights where we know what could happen in boxing? It's a dangerous sport. He's made some money. He's won everything. He needs to leave. Or do you have a different opinion? Or do you think he needs to fight somebody else? Who do you think he needs to fight? Where do you put Usyk in your, list, pound for pound, or, your all-time great list? Let me know in the comment section below. Of course, always like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one.